We got Pawpaw here. You have anything to say for the camera?
No.
You don't?
Yeah.
Man, a few words. Hey guys, we are back in the shop. Welcome to another YouTube video, and today we are going to be installing stuff on second gen. So what we got here today, we're just going to really crank out the work today. What we got here is we got a fluid dampener, harmonic balancer, we got push rods, we got a new vacuum pump with seal kit, we got new starter, power steering lines, and a Borgeson power steering pump. So last video, we got everything installed here. Drive shafts are on, going back. So, and it's been a little bit since we had a YouTube video working on the project truck, the second gen, but we'll be taking care of this hole in the timing case. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of time lapse. If we run into anything that, you know, a little snub here and there, or if there's a little quick tip to show you, I'll slow it down and explain. But other than that, we're really just gonna crank out the work. That's good. But yeah, we're just gonna start, probably gonna tackle the starter first, and we'll just go on from there. We do have Noah's truck out there for reference, for anything that we may not remember how we took it off or how it goes back. So yeah, we'll go from there, and I'll catch up with you when we get done. So for the starter, we got starter spacer, the 3 bolts, and then this is just your normal, this is a starter that I got off Amazon, highly rated. I think it's a Denso brand, so we'll just throw that on there and call it good. The other starter had 239,000 miles on it. This is only 120 bucks, so we'll go from there. So we got the starter installed. We made sure that we had the starter spacer, and then all it was just 1 bolt. If you can see down below, 2 bolt, and then right here for 3. Given that this truck has so many miles on it, so old, we did have to chase the threads on all 3 starter bolt holes. That's basically everything on this truck, just so everything kind of goes smoother than having to run a bolt in and out a couple of times to make sure everything torques properly. Then it's just easy to chase the threads. All right, so next up is going to be the fluid damper. It's right on the front of the crankshaft. So we got it all taped up right now, but it's just going to install on here. Harmonic balancer. Anytime that you do something to your engine that causes it to make more power than stock, then the factory harmonic balancer is not set to cure, to dampen all the inertia, rotating mass of the engine. So for a fluid damper, they solved that issue. This will handle up to pretty much any horsepower that you got. For spinning RPMs, they do recommend drilling and tapping these dowels, but it's VP, really nothing over 3500, 4K. So I opted not to get that kit. I did get the power kit for it, so it does utilize the 4 ARP style studs going in to clamp down on the damper itself. So we're going to take a look at this, see exactly how everything lines up. Not sure, never installed one before, but it is nice to have the engine out in the open so we can really take advantage of making sure that we install everything right and properly. So this is where we'll go. But other than that, let's get it unboxed, look at how it's gonna line up, and then we'll go from there. So per the instructions on the power kit right here, you have to make sure that you have this side of the washer lubed, this side, and you got to make sure the chamfer side is down towards the head of the bolt. So there's the chamfer side, that's lubed right there, and then also lube the bolt head. I don't have any assembly lube. We're just gonna go with regular conventional motor oil. This is just to make sure we get a true clamp force of 125, I believe, yeah, 125 foot-pounds. It does clear. We have a very minimal gap between the thickness of this timing cover and where the actual fluid damper stops. There's about a 1/4 inch gap. So let me get all the bolts lubed up, ready to go, and then we'll get you on a time lapse of actually install it, and then we'll take a look at it. Set it down. No. You got it? Mm-hmm. All right, so we got that installed, smooth. If you take a look right here, you can kind of see just how much gap you have to play with, or clearance you have to play with on this style Keating timing cover, and then the gap between the pulley, or the gap between the back of the fluid damper and the timing cover. But other than that, the way it goes on is that you need to install your friction ring, then the fluid damper, then your power plate, the washer, the plate right here, and then torque these to 125 foot-pounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then torque them down, and then you're good. Check them. We gotta, after first fire and revving it up, we'll recheck the bolts, but that's on down the road. So here we go. We got some more parts installed today. We got fluid dampers now installed to harness all the harmonics of the engine, the inertia, rotating mass, and then we got our starter. So next up on the list is the vacuum pump. So I'm gonna figure out what to do on that. We got a seal kit too. I know that it's the one that's gear driven off the timing cover, the gears in here. So we'll see exactly what that is doing. If you take a look out here, we got the tractor out there plowing and stirring up dirt. So the perks of being out here in the middle of nowhere, out here in the country. So just fun things happening all around us today. But yeah, we'll get to the next part of today, and we'll just keep on knocking out parts that we got and putting them on the truck. All right, so now that we're working on the vacuum pump, a couple of quick things to note. That the one that I got from Gino's Garage, the power steering pump, you do have to pull the studs right here and the nuts out of the old power steering pump. If you look over here, we had to steal them out of this one right here. And then we got new replacement lines and everything. I wanted to make sure that the power steering, all that vacuum pump was all brand new. I don't want any problems with that. It's just those knick-knack problems that you just don't want to deal with. So we'll get these threaded right here, and then we'll clamp it together and then install it as one unit right inside there. So I'll put you on a time lapse of us putting it together and then also installing it into the timing cover, and then we will be good to go. All right, quick catch up right here. Successfully got the vacuum pump in. If you look right here, I turn on the light right there. We'll turn on this one. All right, so with this right here, quick note that this one has to go on top. This is actually where one of the brackets for the engine harness, or the wiring harness for the engine goes. Also, so installed a gasket right here. This is all brand new. This is brand new. And then you just have to steal the studs out of your stock one, if you have it, and just kind of put them in there, thread them in there, hand tight for the studs, and then just torque this down. So this is good. The gear is caught and sealed and good to go. And the timing cover, this has a little peephole for keying, so you can kind of see in there everything turning. So yeah, that's quick and simple. Now we are working on routing our power steering hoses. So these go straight from the pump up into the, I believe, the master cylinder. So we need to take this little plastic plug out, and then the one with the U shape is threaded into there. And then we have another one, but I gotta go back over to this truck and see exactly where it goes. We have this one right here. So we gotta figure out where that one goes. But other than that, just knocking everything out today. I kind of want to get this side of the engine completed. I need to order the VP44, but once we get this done, then the only thing left to do for today is order or install these push rods. So that requires getting the valve cover taken off and just dropping them down in there. Once you get the push rods installed, then that means that we can start going back with the rocker assembly. At that point, we'll start putting the crossover tubes and injectors in, and then we'll be knocking her out. So this is took off work today to work on the truck. So just kind of dedicated myself to getting this stuff done. It's been a while since we had a day where we just worked on the truck all day, but super excited to see the build progressing. Definitely enjoy, or really like the fluid dampener. I think that's a good fit for the build. But yeah, so she looks good. We'll keep on knocking her out today, And then after that, then it's back to ordering more parts. So we're chugging right along. Stay tuned, and yeah, we'll get this thing knocked out. All right, guys, so we got all the hoses routed for the power steering power steering pump. So we got hard line into the power steering box. We got return to power steering fluid right here. And then we have, I don't know, just everything kind of hoses already buttoned up right here. You have a hard line going in right there, and then hose clamp, hard line here, hose clamp. So looks like everything's buttoned together or put together nicely. And then I just zip tied the hoses. So looking at it from this angle, turn on the light, and the light's out of battery. Turning on this light, you can kind of see how everything's routed. So super clean. Gonna get something to plug that hole for the vacuum pump. But now we got the valve cover off. We're gonna drop the head studs right down in those holes, and then not sure if I want to do the rocker arms today. It's already been we've been in the shop. I've been in the shop since 10 o'clock this morning, so it's getting kind of late. But yeah, we're just gonna go drop these push rods in there. What we got for push rods, you see these are Hamilton Extreme push rods. They're 7/16 instead of 3/8. So I ordered these this week. So we're just gonna drop them down in there. But as you can see, here they are. We're just gonna drop them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we'll go from there. Never installed push rods before, but since, you know, the rockers are off and valve springs are already good to go, then this is just kind of, we're gonna drop them. I'm not sure if that's intake or exhaust, but anyway, that's where they drop down. They drop into the tappet, and then our cam is what's controlling all that. So here's just it without the valve cover. But yeah, today's going good. We'll get these dropped in real quick, and then I think that's gonna call it a wrap on the video. Just wanted to use this video as a bunch of work getting done, kind of different parts. We're doing valve train stuff, and then back to power steering, all the way to a fluid damper. So like the progress that's happening. I'll throw y'all on a time lapse of installing the push rods, and we'll go from there. Get the truck all dirty again. Might need a rag. I don't really care to drip oil all over it. I just want to cover it. Like I'm dripping oil on the control arms. Okay? And you can feel suction on them whenever they go into the oil in the gasket. All right, so push rod install went super simple. I actually have the rockers here. That will be the next video, installing the rockers. I'm gonna go ahead and order the crossover tubes, and we will install the injectors also. So we're getting to that point where we get to start installing all the power parts, injectors. I gotta get the turbo, the manifold, and all that other good stuff. But as far as what we got accomplished today, is all the little accessories right here: power steering, vacuum pump, starter, routing all the hoses, and then our fluid damper. So, and we're moving right along. Just wanted to knock all these little things out today and let y'all follow along with it. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out, and it kind of, getting these videos out there to the diesel community. So yeah. I'll catch y'all guys in the next one, and boss out.